Haha! Now there's a victory. Small victories. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Starward Initiative, and we're back for our third episode of our Eberron campaign, D&D 5e Eberron campaign, A Moth to the Flame, a story of friendship, remembrance, and insanity, and just a lot of resentment for an NPC already starting off. This ought to prove to be good if there's any sort of redemption involved at all. Pope, hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the initiative. So let's go around and meet our players and our characters, and then we'll do a recap of the campaign thus far, which is still very early on in. So let's start over here on the left, which is pointing the right direction. Wally, can you introduce yourself and Gregory to us today, please?
What's up, y'all? It's me, your boy Wally. You can find me on the Twitters. I go by Wally, which I just said. Pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing Gregory, our tiniest little gnome artificer, who also goes by he, him pronouns. He's itty bitty. Some relationship knowledge was dropped last week. You know, the source of his resentment. So let's see where that goes with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe that'll blossom into something wonderful or something awful. Either way, I think it'll be a victory. And speaking of victories, Kay, it is a victory that we have you here with us today. Kay, can you introduce yourself and USA today, please?
I certainly can. Hi, everyone. My name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and anywhere else I really want to be found. I'm playing USA today, the Jackalope Shifter Trickster Cleric. Last week he initiated the flashback sequence by getting way too moody about a throwaway comment, and now things are sad. And I think we're about to be eaten by a lake monster, so that's cool.
Getting eaten by lake monsters is definitely how you would like to start a session, start an adventure. And getting eaten by lake monsters is also like playing one of these games without Strider. Strider, can you introduce yourself and Lindir to us today, please?
Hey, I'm Strider. That's a segue. What else is moody and sad and about to be eaten by a lake monster? Lindir. I'm playing an Azimar redemption paladin who is having a hard, angsty time understanding the gods and is finding happiness in the bottoms of whiskey barrels and the bottoms of his traveling companions.
That's right. There was a love tap worth 20-something hit points on the ass last week. So speaking of love taps on the ass worth 20-something hit points, Kat, Cleric of Court, can you introduce yourself and Mariah to us? Mariah/Zhao to us today, please.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Court, and mostly I hang out on Twitter and lurk in everybody else's Discords. I'm playing Joe, who is a changeling who goes by the name of Mariah in the appearance of a half-elf, which is as far as the party knows. She has a complicated relationship with the NPC that travels with the party, Hars. They've known each other basically most of their lives. Which is an interesting relationship with Lindir and USA, and Gregory, she just pats on the head and ignores. So we managed to rescue the elf that was chained to the pilot of the airship that crashed. So she got into the water. She got him. She's just going after a crate of the really good wine that was stashed in the bottom of the ship, and is apparently unaware of the monster that's about to eat everybody else.
Yes. And let us touch on this monster that we so kindly left off on last week. First, let's do a little recap where we're at so far. So A Moth to the Flame began with what was a theoretical end of a previous campaign that we don't really know exactly what happened. We just know that the party was tasked by the Order of the Silver Flame to go retrieve this artifact, this evil artifact. Go retrieve it so they can come back and get rid of all the bad juju, because this is supposedly supposed to bring upon the catastrophic, maybe world-ending caliber bad stuff. So our party went through several months. I mean, they are level 10 now, and they were probably pretty low level when they began their previous campaign. But they worked their way through several months together, and of a story that we will get bits and pieces of in this campaign. We'll do some flashbacks as we did last week, and we'll look back on that campaign. But they made it to the end of their campaign. They drove away the beast, the creature, this large insect creature that looked like Edgar, the Edgar suit bug monster from Men in Black 1. They drove away that creature, and they grabbed the artifact, only to be thrust in the beginning of this campaign, where they were immediately teleported after getting the artifact to the den of some aberration creature, which is they're called the Dalkir. They're ancient aberration creatures of huge, immense power. And basically she said, "You set my son free," and she snapped the artifact in half. She said this was supposed to keep him in that place, and you screwed it up. Now go fix it, or she'll kill all of you. The NPC party member that's with you, Hars, the half-elf, decided to thrust out a lightning bolt and try to kill this CR-23 creature. Well, needless to say, he didn't get it done. The party members tried to stop him from even doing it, from even casting it, and also Mariah tried to chuck a dagger and stop him from doing something so stupid, because they recognized this creature's power. But he did it anyway, and so the creature did something to him, possessed him, put something inside of him. I don't know, he vomited out a swarm of bees. Some bad things happened, and he seems to slowly be losing his mind, as well as slowly changing inside. And she represented this with a candle. She said, this is the candle that represents him, and should you not complete this mission, maybe you will all receive this such candle. If the candle is snuffed out, he goes insane. If the candle burns the whole way down, he dies. Either way, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Horrors, and it's not looking good for all of you if you don't complete the mission. So you left that evil place. You went across the lands of Droam, and let's take a moment to reflect on some of the things we have going on here on the stream. So we have colored artwork. The awesome Jillian of Midgard, who did our artwork. She did them in black and white. She crunched them in time-wise just so we could have them for the stream, and now she's upgraded them to beautiful colors, but still the same drab that we need for this particular campaign.
I haven't seen the colored ones yet.
Yes, they're on stream now.
Yeah.
I'll post them in the in our Discord then, so you guys can take the PNG versions for yourselves of your character art. And as well as, let's slide on over to, I made another overlay yesterday, or this morning rather, I guess now. So now you guys can follow along in Twitch chat with, when I talk about map locations, we don't have to, you don't have to be in the dark about this. This large statue hand is going to represent where we're at on the map, and this is a map of Corvair. It is a large, basically the main continent in the world of Eberron. And if you're familiar with Eberron, it's an official D&D setting. And we're going to zoom down in here, and right here by Drumkeep. And we're right on the shore, the northern shore of Drumkeep, and we will yes, we're gonna take off from there. So our party left the den of the Dalkir, was transported back into the world of Droam, which is a continent or a nation to the east, right here. They traveled from Droam, and they got on an airship piloted and crewed by Minotaurs. And they had a House Lyrandar, which are half-elves that have a special power because of their lineage to be able to fly these airships that are powered by elementals. House Lyrandar are the only people capable of flying airships, so it made sense that they had one captive and handcuffed to the steering wheel as they made their way north. And in a very Droam Minotaur way, your Captain Resh wanted to go and show off his new airship to the soldiers at Drumkeep, thinking that, he would just be flashy, show off, and ha ha ha, look what we have. Well, it turns out that this airship has been reported stolen, and Drumkeep began their assault, their firing of grape shot up at the airship while our party was still on it. We spent a large portion of last week falling from several hundred feet in the air and dealing with that. Unfortunately, USA dealt with a lot of the grape shot firing, but we made.
Hold on, I think I was the only one to actually get hit.
I think you
Strider,
were.
Strider took some damage for me once, but I was the only one to actually be hit.
I think you were the person who took the most damage out of that whole ordeal.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad that was a bad experience for USA. But like you said, Lindier did help out mitigating some of that damage. You got down, you got patched up, pat on the ass, fixed you right up, and we started to make our way north from Silver Lake on the map here up to Xandrar. That's where we were heading when our party was met by a group of soldiers from Drumkeep that immediately thought the party were part of the crew with the Minotaurs. We cleared that up pretty quickly, as Lindier is obviously a representative of the Silver Flame. Despite his gothic and greasy demeanor, his attire still says, "I'm with the Silver Flame. What's up?" And he managed to sweet talk the lieutenant of this guard troop, and yeah, they're welcoming you all with open arms back to Drumkeep to get some rest, and they will escort you up to Xandrar should you need so afterwards. We just basically left off with Mariah heading down to the now crashed ship, the airship, near the beach of Silver Lake, and she went in to first save the Lyrandar pilot that was captive, who was pretty busted up from the crash itself and ripping like the skin off of his arms because he was handcuffed and in and essentially a airplane crash. So bad times for that guy. But you pulled him out. He got healed up. Seems to be doing pretty well. Mariah, of course, second priority, went back in for the some of the fine wine that you had sampled while you were on the airship up in the air. So that's where we're at now. Mariah dove back into the water. You do have Alter Self. Hars, your NPC companion, cast Alter Self on both you and Gregory before you both went in the first time to get out the NPC. And you went back in, still under this effect, swimming very quickly and breathing underwater to get the wine. But as you dove in on the right, on the left, the half-elf NPC, shuddering from pain and just traumatized, looks over Usa's shoulder to see the waves begin to part as something is coming out of the water of Silver Lake. That's where we're going to begin today's game. So, shall we? Gregory and Lindier. Strider, can you change your name in Zoom for me, please? Because that is how.
I thought I did. I will.
It's all good. That's how I see. I don't get to see the awesome view that everybody else sees. I have too many windows open. But by the way, thank you so much, Pope. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you. Very, very much appreciated. Which will go towards a book that we're going to use upcoming stuff. I'm putting all donations towards Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for all our players to use for options for upcoming campaigns. So that will go to good use. All goes back to the channel. Okay, here we go. The Lindir and Gregory, as Usa is trying to console this poor unfortunate soul, the House Lyrandar half elf is sitting there shuddering and just getting healed and trying to come to his wits. You both, as well as him, see over Usa's shoulder the waves begin to part at the northern shore of Silver Lake. As they part, it looks as though there is going to be some giant sea creature coming out of the water. That's a very different sight. Usa, you spin around quickly, seeing the eyes change direction from the pilot out to the water. You spin around and look and see what everybody's looking at. And all of you see, short of Mariah, all of you see that there is not one thing coming out of the water, but three. And they are not sea monsters. No. These are tritons. And unfortunately, they're not normal-sized tritons. They are large-sized tritons. So Gregory, and mostly Gregory, I would say, you are, just by looking at them and running your calculations in your head, you know that these are normal tritons. Somebody had to have cast or enlarge on them or something similar. They are just beefed up large tritons. There we go. One of them is carrying something, all very heavy behind it, and they're just walking out of the water. The one in front, they are in a nice flying V formation, though there's only three of them, so it's a sad V. They're walking out towards you, and the one in the front is scans the group of you, surprised, as though when they came out of the water, they didn't expect you a lot to be sitting here. And hello, what are you doing? Who are you? What are you doing here?
We were helping recover someone from the crash. We mean no harm or anything.
As the three of them exit the last of the water, you can see that the one on the back left was carrying something, and it was a minotaur. Not quite as large as Resh, the captain of that ship, but a dead minotaur nonetheless. You can see that there are several stab wounds in the minotaur's body as they flop it on the beach, and blood begins to run out and back into the water. So good that you have gills, Mariah. You can kind of breathe that in and get a, smog taste. They flop the minotaur down. You can see that the two in the back are both wielding very large tritons, and the one in the front has a triton on its back, but it doesn't look large because he's not holding it. I think they have to hold it for enlarge spell. I think. Might be wrong on that one, but we're gonna say whatever. He's got a triton on his back, whether it's large or big, it doesn't matter. So they walk up, and this is Drumkeep property. Why are you scavengers sifting around the ship? It's just freshly wrecked. Why would you?
No, we were actually traveling to Drumkeep with some of the officials, but we wanted to come make sure everyone was safe before we got all the way there.
Mariah, go ahead and do an athletics check for me. I want to see how quickly you are getting to the casks, or getting to the crates of wine and getting some out and getting back.
Okay, I can't make this acrobatics.
No, because you got to rip it. You got to rip into them. You got to carry them. Unless you can juggle them while you're in the water.
Probably. 14.
14. Okay. So who you lot with? What's your affiliation? Or you Breelish, or where are you coming from?
Silver Flame. Amalgamation of people from all lands. Honestly, we want to get out of here as soon as possible.
All right. Then shove on. Drum keeps over that way. I believe they're very fine with the Silver Flame.
Sure thing. We have one left in the water.
Is it that one? We killed it. Pointing down at the Minotaur.
No, slightly less hairy and slightly smaller.
All right. Okay. It's in the water. Should we go look for it? Did it sink to the bottom?
Nah,
Wait,
she'll
what do
be
you mean
back in a
slightly
second.
less hairy?
Do you want us to go look for it?
She can take care of herself. She'll be back in a moment.
All right. Speaking of back in a moment, Skaploosh. Mariah, you come out with 2 armfuls of small wine casks.
Excellent.
Hey, I thought you weren't loading.
Oh, we're not. This is our payment. This was the payment that we were promised when we were boarded the ship for the travel. So I'm just recovering our payment is all.
The 2 Tritons in the back both pull down their Tritons pull down their tridents. Pull down their tridents in an aggressive manner and point them at you, Mariah. You on the ship? We were ordered to kill everyone that was on the ship.
Oh, we were involuntary passengers on this ship.
Don't use big words at me. Just fess up.
Does she look
Okay.
like a minotaur to you?
Do any of us look like minotaurs?
None of us are minotaurs. Look, you. We were put on that. You know what? I'm gonna speak slow for you. We were put on
Oh God.
this
Mariah,
ship.
Gregory. Shh.
Mm.
Stop. I got this. Okay. Hi, my name is Mariah. Lindir is a paladin of the Silver Flame. We were trapped on the other side of the border of Drone. We needed rapid transport out of there. The airship was the only transportation that could be arranged for us. The wine, which I'm holding, was promised to us as payment for a job that we'd done. And when the airship went down, because it was shot out of the air, because minotaurs are not the brightest creatures on the planet, we came over here, we rescued the half-elf who was piloting this ship and a prisoner of the minotaurs, and I recovered our payment because, as you can see, I'm best equipped to do that. So, have a good day, kill whatever's left, goodbye. And she just kind of hands off one of the kegs of wine to Gregory and just kind of starts shoving him in the other direction.
He holds a keg of wine, which is like as big as him. He's like, but yeah, and he just like shuffles off towards the others with a keg of wine.
You lose sight of him because he just has to.
All you see are just 2 feet and a walking keg of wine. And Gregory then says to himself, like, wait, I'm smart. And he what does he do? Because I have a spell for this? I do not. So forget that, because I don't have a spell for it. So you just see him carrying this big old thing of crate of wine and these 2 little feet sticking out from underneath it.
What so your Eldritch Cannon configuration, you're picking the handheld size?
Yeah.
For your arm? Okay.
Yeah.
So say if you had the turret one, I think that can move. So
the turret one can move. But yeah, I went for my arm BB Eldritch Cannon.
It makes sense with the prosthetics. Definitely makes sense. Okay. It's okay. You start making your way. Mariah, make a persuasion check, please. Let's see how they feel about you just letting them know what's what and then rolling out.
See, now this is where Mariah is hopefully much. Yeah, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Oh wait, sorry, gang. Let's get us back on here. There we go. Dirty 20. Okay. They added what? Well, I don't know. They seem all right. And they just kind of talk amongst themselves as the lot of you begin to head eastward towards Drum Keep. You have now gotten yourselves, 60 feet away at a walking pace. Mariah, we'll say that you have 3 casks of wine. Currently, Gregory has one of them, but you're able to hold 2. You were barely able to hold 3 swimming through the water, but you managed it because desperate times, desperate measures. But you passed one off to Gregory, and now you're still holding the other 2. It's not comfortable. Hars will come up and ask, "Do you want me to carry one of those?"
Oh, That would be lovely. And she'll hand one off to him and take one and put it on top of her shoulder.
Put one under his arm and just quietly walk. Is there anything we want to discuss as we are heading on the beach of Silver Lake towards Drumkeep? You can see that the horses and troop that met you on the road earlier have gathered in front of the gate of Drumkeep up ahead, but you're still quite a ways away.
As usual, Mariah, your silver tongue proves to be quite a boon.
I've heard that before.
Har says under his breath, in every tavern in the east. Jeez.
You're just jealous, Hars.
Yeah, something like that. It's just being very...
Just because the last barmaid wanted to spend time with me instead of you, what can I say?
He tilts his head to the side slowly, like he's got a creak in his neck. Yeah, she was obviously delusional. Next time. I hope. Next time.
Of
Hars.
course, Hars.
Hars, if you're feeling lonely, you can always ask Usa if you can play pin the tail on the bunny.
No, he looks like his tail was pinned earlier. I'm good. I'm good.
No volunteering me for pinning anytime soon. Okay, then there.
He's been through enough. He got shot and then smacked and...
He's like trying to recover from like a broken rib right now. Just give him a break.
The five of you walk, or I guess six of you, because the Lyrandar pilot is kind of trouncing along behind you. Just happy to be free of the binds. Still pretty traumatized from the situation. But you all make your way over to Drumkeep, where you have a welcoming of 7 armored Drumkeepians. That's just a shit we're going to make up right now. The armored troops outside of Drumkeep, the lieutenant, what was his name? Lieutenant Magnus Emmel, walks back up to you. The darker skinned elvish person, and he walks up and, well, did you take care of what you need to take care? Oh, I see. He looks at the casks. He looks at the cask in Gregory's arms. That's sad, but okay, I get it.
We have one more, and he may be injured.
Sees behind you. Oh, is that another one of your traveling companions from the ship?
Sure.
He was also kidnapped, like we were.
Yeah, he was held hostage. He was held hostage. We saved him.
Oh. That's lovely. Okay.
Yeah. He was the pilot of the airship that the Minotaurs had taken prisoner along with when they stole the airship.
Oh. The lieutenant looks him over. Oh, okay, sir. Bows ceremoniously to the half elf. The half elf's like, "What's up? What's up, dude?" Just doesn't want anything to do with it. Mr. Lyrandar, we are sorry for your unfortunate capture. Your family will be here within a fortnight, within a day or two, to retrieve the remains of your ship, and also you. Hey, you're alive as well, so that's a plus. And he just nods, courteously nods. So for the 5 of you, can we interest you in a night's stay? There's really nothing to do here, but we have enough provisions to put you up.
He like drops the barrel down. He stands on top of it, so he's now face to face with the guard. All right, 1, we need a room for all of us here. All of us. Make sure you give us nice rooms. 2, I need access to some kind of workshop. Don't look at them. Look at me. Look at me. We need access. I need some kind of access to a workshop. I have stuff I need to do for the next day.
Gregory.
What?
Perhaps when people are being generous and offering things, we should not demand from them. We should.
I was gonna pay them.
No.
But you're saying it as a sentence. You need to say it as a question with a
Oh,
please at the end.
fine.
We've talked about this.
Fine. Would you please
There you
give
go.
us a fine room for all of us here? And I need a workshop to work in tonight.
A fine room is not necessary. Something that's at least got walls and a bed would be more than acceptable.
Drumkeep has lots of walls and beds. Fine, we don't
Excellent.
have much of any fine in Drumkeep. But we will give you as fancy of a room as we can. You deserve it. Just stay out of the eastern wing because there are a lot of scorch marks inside the bedrooms on the eastern wing.
Why?
Scorch marks.
Attacks from
Tax? Oh.
from fiendish things in the mountains. In the hold on. DM look up black caps. They've been coming down from the black caps. Don't know what that's about, but they've been tormenting us for a few days now.
Okay, stay away from the east side of the camp. We can handle that.
Got it. Okay. That won't get in the way of anything I was gonna do.
As far as workshops, good sir, we have a smithy. We don't have a workshop though.
That's fine. Smithy is fine.
Okay. Then
See, I said please.
Gregory, add thank you to the end of that now.
Fine. Thank you for your assistance.
And your generosity. It is appreciated. She's turned her attention back to the guard.
Good boy, Gregory. We will get you a little Gregory treat later.
Better be.
Better be
A little treat,
customized.
yes.
Okay. Wow. You all function so well. How could anything go wrong? Okay. Well, you're welcome here at Drumkeep. I suggest when you enter the keep itself, please go up to the top of the stairs in the main hall, and there's a large room to the right. Go see Captain Cragnukle. He is the commander here at Drumkeep, and he will be your, what do they call it, proprietor? I don't know. They'll be the one master of your ceremonies. I don't know what all of you fancy people call that shit. But it's been great. It's been fun. We have to ride back out. Should you need to leave in the morning, we will guide you up to Xandrar. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Magnus.
Sir. Bows to you, Lindir. And they ride off. You are left in the inside gate. There's a couple guards at the gate. You're left in the inside gate of Drumkeep. And Drumkeep is a very basic walled castle with a large keep built into the back wall, which would be the northern wall, or the northern wall that stretches across the north and to the east. So it's like an L shape, goes across the northern wall and down the eastern wall. Is the actual keep itself. There is a smithy, some stables, and a few other outbuildings in the yard when you walk in the gate. But other than that, there's not a whole lot here to behold. What would you like to do?
Find our host and
Yeah, up the stairs.
Yep.
Definitely go find whoever's taking care of us right now.
A
Rag
bath
knuckle.
would be nice.
Okay. You walk inside the main keep. If you were to follow the directions, you don't see really anyone walking around as you go in the keep. You see a handful of people speckled throughout the yard doing miscellaneous things. There's some livestock being tended to on the western wall, like towards the western wall, which is where they keep a lot of the livestock, the stables and whatnot. And you see a couple people on the eastern wall. Some look like they're doing clothing, like they're like a quartermaster, as well as a you can hear the tink of a blacksmith over there. You head into the keep and up the stairs in the great hall, and sure enough, there is you look to the left and you see that there are 2 rooms at the end of this hallway, one on the northern wall and one on the western. And then to the right, there was only 1 room, 1 large double door to the right, and that is the one that he told you to go to. The double doors are shut right now. How would you like to handle that? Firebolt or?
Usa is just gonna walk up and like knock loudly on it.
Okay, yeah, Gregory doesn't even like waste time. He just walks and just like knocks on it a bunch of times.
Okay. The 2 of you approach up and start knocking on the door. Yeah. Who the fuck is it?
Guests of the drum keep. We were told to come find a crag knuckle.
I am Crag Knuckle. Give me a second to get my shorts on. I'll be right there.
No rush.
I am glad we did not disperse them.
It is good. It is good. It's bath time. Okay, so you a couple like 30 seconds later, the door, the one door of the double door swings open really quickly and just kind of smacks against the wall. Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. And you see a dwarf who is in long shorts that go almost down to his knees, and he's pretty young for a dwarf, like the equivalent of a 30-something's human. But so I don't know what that is in dwarf, 300 maybe, or 200 years old, something like that. But yeah, but very hairy. He's the little bit less than hairy minotaur that Lindir was probably talking about earlier. But yeah, very hairy fellow. He's not wearing a shirt yet. He's got a very scraggly, poofy head of hair that I'm thinking a little bit more poof than the one kid from Stranger Things. I know when he had the poof going on. Yeah, so he's
a lot of kids from Stranger Things. That's kind of vague.
The poofy hair one. I don't know his name. I don't know names. Whatever. Poofy hair, Stranger Things, making connections. That's the only way I know how to explain. So yeah, he's got a big poof of hair, and he's like taking a blanket and not a towel and just kind of rubbing it through his hair. What do you want?
Hello, Captain. We were involuntary guests on the airship that you shot down, and one of your escort units, riding units, said that we could had the hospitality of the keep for the night. To that extent, he told us to come find you, that you would be able to provide us with rooms, and my and she points down, friend here is hoping to be able to use your blacksmith facilities, and we can offer in payment a cask of fine wine.
Still looking up at you. Who told you you're at the what's the word you said? The fucking the hospitality. There we go. Who told you at the hospitality of the drum keep?
One of your
Magnus?
Lieutenant
yes,
Magnus.
Yep.
Lieutenant Magnus. I mean, I believe he felt that it was appropriate given we are traveling with the paladin of the Silver Flame. And you did shoot us out of the air.
Oh, fucking Silver Flame. Oh, boy. Now we're all... It's a party now. Fucking Silver... Let me have the wine. He reaches up like a child.
Rooms?
We want rooms first before we give you this wine.
Oh, no, I will happily... And she's offering them the wine, but I'm sorry, could you direct us to where our rooms would be? I understand that you have rooms...
Yes.
For us to stay.
Of course. Yeah, the barracks, the second door on the other side over there. Right over there. You walk right past it.
Is that the East Wing? She's out of character. I'm asking, is he pointing us towards the East Wing?
No.
Okay.
He's pointing you towards the western side of this area, so that would be the north and west of the keep itself. No, you have to go through the other doors to get to the east. We can't have it right now.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. I do have one more question. Is there some place where we can get a bath?
Of course. I have a bath wall right over there. He points to this large, very large, probably 200-gallon tub.
Is that the only tub in the keep?
No, of course not. We have one down in the stables for the horses and stuff. We dip it in the brush them and clean them up all nice.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
And she's
welcome.
thinking to herself, I'm going to be bathing in the lake. She'll just take some soap and a towel down to the lake.
Sure,
Gonna mow
anytime.
lawn.
If you'd like, I'll clean it out for you.
That's fine. Where's the room? The rooms are that way, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So
He
we
like
got-
takes the wine case the wine cask he was pushing, and like pushes it towards the dwarf. Here, take it. And he walks off in that direction.
2 of them? Oh, shit on me.
Oh, no. If Gregory's giving him one, Mariah's taking the other one back.
Oh yeah. Gregory is giving him his so Mariah could take take
Okay.
hers.
Oh, no.
Excellent.
That's you're doing me dirty. I thought I was getting 2 of them.
No, you weren't. And he will cast prestidigitation on himself so that he's nice and clean as he heads off to the room area, following Mariah.
Okay. Take off. Oh, you cheap sons of bitches. Fine. Slams the door shut. As
Lindir makes sure to speak very loudly after the door shuts. You know, after they said Craig Knuckle, I was expecting an elf.
Let me see here. Let me give him a roll. A fucking elf! Door opens back up. A fucking elf! Crag Knuckles have been calling these fucking black caps for years, and you fucking thought elf would do it. Yeah.
Usa's getting annoyed at this guy screaming at them, and he's also bored, so he's gonna like imbue his trickster personality and use thaumaturgery to start having a bunch of like laughing voices in the guy's room from like deep within near the bath, just like laughing at him, calling like making fun of his name and like
Elf.
yeah, there's a bunch of voices from in there and like making it sound like the room has people in it behind him as they continue on down the hall.
Okay. He spins around. Oh, you fucking laughing too. It's like puts his shoulders up and he starts marching back in the room. And yeah, you as you all are walking away, you hear oh, quit hiding from me, you fucking buggers.
Perfect.
Yeah. So he's searching for whoever's laughing at him in his quarters. And well, I mean, you could tell there was a large table there, so it was his quarters / the like war room meeting area. But it was bath time, so things happen. But you all walk down the hallway to the opposite end up here, and you go to the second door. You open up the second door; it's not locked or anything, and you see that this is indeed a barracks bunkhouse. There are several bunks. This could probably accommodate 30 to 36 or so people. And yeah, there are plenty open ones. There are a few that have personal effects on them, that have, bedding on them. But most of them, they all have mattresses, very basic, looks like hay-filled, like burlap sack style mattresses. But they have sturdy metal frames. Pretty large
Oh,
room.
it is a community room, I see.
Yep, there was 0 privacy here.
Oh,
Yeah.
privacy is just where you find it. And she's going to set down the casks of wine and go looking for the linens because I imagine there's like a huge cupboard somewhere close by that's got the spare linens in it.
There are 2 rooms you can see at the opposite end of this bunkhouse. If you'd like, you go back and you look to the left, and you see that the room on the left is a privy. Okay, large opening in the floor with some kind of bucket sitting in it.
Oh, a garderobe. How lovely.
And on the right is a storage / supply closet, which you will find a crap ton, like a 4-foot tall pile of linens, just assorted, no particular order, sheets, sheets and pillowcases and stuff like that, blankets.
She'll go grab clean. She'll grab enough clean linens for 4 beds and carry them back out, and just put them on top of each. Put a set on each bed. Start making her bed.
Okay. Go ahead, Kay. Let it out. Go ahead.
I'm trying and it won't.
It's taunting you. Okay, so you bring out the linens for everybody, and as you're touching the mattresses, they're okay. Everything here is very basic. This is basic bitch drum keep. That's what the kids call it these days. But this is very, everything here is very basic. There's not a whole lot of accommodations to be found, at least not in the areas you've been in. And Mariah brings back a handful of stuff to put on your beds. You have plenty of room if you'd like to space yourselves out, or all cluster into one area in the room. It's up to you.
So Gregory goes up to a corner of the room, and what he does is, as soon as he sits down, he hops into the bed. He pops his arm off, and the arm, like, he opens up the arm, starts doing, this is basically doing maintenance with the arm, like getting all like the gunk and salt water and everything out of it, because they were underwater and they fell, and a bunch of other stuff happened to him, and he really needs to do maintenance on this arm, especially because they didn't get a chance to do it after they fought that big old bug thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's been, you've been through quite a bit prior to or between having cleanings and maintenance on the prosthetic arm. You start sitting down and tinkering with that. What is everybody else doing?
Lindir is raiding that linen closet, and he is taking all the other blankets and setting them up, moving bunks around, and making a little ad hoc yurt for everybody. There's at least going to be blankets set up in a little blanket fort style, so they have some privacy.
Oh, okay, nice.
Clever.
Yeah, nice. Okay, you make your
Very
own.
nice.
You make your own small encampment in the bunkhouse, and yeah, you can still see this speckling. Surprisingly, it only looks like out of the, we'll say 36 bunks, not necessarily beds, but actual bunks themselves, with each having 2. Out of the 36 bunks, there is only about 15 of them, not even 15, we'll say 14 of them taken that have things on them. So you have plenty to choose from as far as making your fort and stuff. But that also indicates that there's probably not that many people staying here, manning this fort. And you've only seen a handful of people on the way in, like 5, including
Gregory has a pillow fort and blanket fort being built around him.
Yeah, he's building a nice little pillow fort. After he is done working on his arm, he notices the pillow fort that Lindir set up around him. So he's like, I appreciate the sentiment, but your engineering... Nope, Gregory, you said you were going to be much more polite. Lindir, thank you for the pillow fort.
There's always room for upgrades. Feel free to change something if you need to.
Oh, yeah, right. Always room for upgrades. There's plenty of room for upgrades here.
Ooh, Gregory treats for the Gregory.
Right. Yeah, upgrades. And he sits down and he starts working on equipment.
Okay. Next thing we know, there's a ballista on top of the pillow fort.
We have battlements.
There's officially like you guys look away for a second, and when you look back, there's now pikes in front of the pillow fort. There's full-out ballista and everything outside of this pillow fort, and you're wondering, how did he do that in the span of a couple minutes?
This is a pillow keep.
Somehow he's managed to crenellate towers around the edges.
Yeah, it's a fort in its own right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are we doing anything? Anything else?
Mariah's also taking care. She's going to take care of her weapons and everything like that. Make sure that they've all been cleaned and sharpened, oiled, and then she's going to grab some towels and some soap, and she's heading down to the lake for a bath.
Okay. Okay. How many are you bringing? Like a change of clothes? How do you plan on doing the the whole bath.
She has
thing.
shift weave. She has shift weave, so she will clean out while she's down there.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah, how many clothes you guys each brought in your pack, or how that works, or if you're like Lindy, you probably wear the same fucking thing every day.
Mariah seemingly has 5 outfits, but out of character, she's got shift weave, which is those 5 outfits.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, you're Mariah's gathering her stuff and heading down to the lake. What is everybody else? Excuse me. What is everyone else using or doing?
Hars is advised to enjoy rest and wine, and then Lindir will lead by example.
Yeah, I could really use a rest. I'm gonna lay down. If anyone needs me, just let me know. I'm just gonna lay down. Appreciate it. Okay, Usa, what are you doing?
I'm looking over my abilities to see if there's anything special I could be doing right now. There was. Do I have that spell? I'm sorry. Commune. That's what I'm looking for, I think. Yeah, he's gonna cast Commune.
Oh, okay.
Wants to get some advice on all the bugs inside of everybody, because there's lots of bugs inside of folks right now.
Lots of bugs inside of folks right now. Okay, so
Yep.
Okay, so you contact your deity. Okay, you must ask your question before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, and so you might receive unclear. Okay, how would you like to word this?
First question is, will we be able to find a way to cure Hars of his maladies?
Are they supposed to be one-word answers?
It just says you ask a question and you get an answer. There is that one spell, I forget the name of it, where you can only ask yes or no questions, but this is a higher level spell than that. So
Oh, okay. What level
it's a
is
different one.
What level is this? 5th level. Holy shit. Okay. All right. So tell me how you're gonna RP this out, since it's this is a bigger bigger deal than.
Casting time's actually pretty quick, but he just kind of, he probably has a few little symbols of, his sect of religion that he goes along with. He has to lay it out. I imagine he has a sort of altar cloth that he unfolds out of his bag, smooths it out onto the ground, some sort of blank spot we have in our little pillow fort. He sits cross-legged and sprinkles a few little herbs or minerals from a vial he has around them, and places a candle in a candle holder and lights it. And he sits there and just has to focus for a few moments, and then it's just a quiet thing to outsiders. I imagine it's more of like a mental thing, that he's communicating with his deity. He's not necessarily speaking out loud.
Okay.
Though he may be mumbling a few prayers to initiate the spell.
Okay. Well, lucky for you, Gregory just put the addition on the pillow fort, the training yard, complete with pivoting dummies.
Yeah.
So you can find some room out there.
There's pretty much what he's done now. That is actually not in the training yard. That's actually in the Sky Garden. It's a nice little garden he set up in the left area of the barracks that uses the passing of the sun overhead through a skylight system that he created.
Yeah.
You can sit there if you want.
All right. It's peaceful in the Sky Garden addition to the pillow fort.
Yes, this will be the most sophisticated pillow fort Ebron has ever seen.
It's in an enclosed ecosystem.
It's a very enclosed ecosystem.
It's like a terrarium. You don't need to water it after your first time because it just recondenses and stuff.
That's why he has create and destroy food and water.
Yeah.
Excellent. Like biodome. Okay.
Yeah.
You okay, you make your setup and you commune with your deity. And repeat to me the specific question.
The first question was, will we be able to find a cure for Harz's maladies?
The answer you get back is a whisper, and is, the cure is in the journey. That's all you need.
Okay. Next question. Does the parasite inside Lindir pose him any immediate threat?
The answer to that one is, the flame shall shield him. He will be fine.
Okay. What's a good third question? What can we do to properly vanquish the monstrosity we released?
That is beyond my knowing. Have fun. You'll figure it out.
Okay. He'll just lick his finger, snuff out the candle, and pack his things.
Oh, that was Harz's, that was just Harz's candle. He just snuffed him out.
Oops, wrong candle.
Oh, shit.
Harz is dead.
Oh, no.
You wondered where you got that one. What's it called? Where I had a name for the candle. I even Googled some shit for this candle. Damn it. I will find it. It's somewhere. Okay. Yes. So you did get some solid answers, other than the last one is a little too much for your patron to know. Or God, whatever. But okay. So you do some prayers. Let's hop on down to Mariah. Mariah, you walk through the yard out in front of the keep and through Drumkeep itself and out through the gate. As you do, you get several looks. These are all males in here, so you're obviously getting several looks, as they have been out here probably for a while, and they all look pretty grimy because they probably don't want to get a nice hot bath in the communal tub inside of the war room. So you get a few looks as you walk down through. You go down to the lake. You see Tritons down there with their smartphones snapping pics. But no, you're good. You're good. As you go down and you clean up. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're down at the lake and you have some alone time?
Yeah, she's actually going to change into her original form, into her changeling form, just because it's almost like an itch when you wear somebody else's skin. Wearing somebody else's appearance as long as it gets confining in a way. It's like she needs to be herself, and so when she's off privately like this, where she's got some privacy, she changes into she becomes her changeling form, and just kind of relaxes a little bit. She's also, as she was walking through the fort, it looked like she was returning the glances and the looks of the soldiers. What she was doing was she was evaluating them. Her specialty is killing people, and it's like a habit. Best I can. When I was working as a paramedic, it's instinct for me to assess somebody. As I'm looking them over, I'm thinking, oh, okay, I see this, I see this, I see this. same. She's doing that as an assassin. She's looking at them, going, "That's a vulnerability. That's a vulnerability. That's a vulnerability," and taking that in with the fort as she studies the fort and from the inside defenses. She's getting a picture of just how easy it would be to take this fort, how vulnerable this fort is, and it's just a mental exercise that she does really kind of without thinking about it. It's just what her brain does. So she does that, and she takes her clothing and washes it out, and then gets dressed, dries herself off as best she can, gets dressed, and makes her way back.
Okay. Make an insight check as you are scanning over the folk in Drum Keep on your way down to the lake.
That's not too good. That is an 8.
Okay. You can tell that these folk, these soldiers, these people don't have a whole lot to say for success, for provisions. They're okay. They don't look emaciated or emancipated. What the fuck? Emaciated or anything like that. They're okay. They're healthy enough, but they don't look like they get a whole lot of love out here.
They don't look emancipated. They're all minors.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're all these are Lost Boys. This is where Lost Boys go. Right before they become adults, but after Neverland, it's a very strange
Child
process.
soldiers.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
camp
Yeah.
lamplight. Yeah, camp lamplight. But yes.
Yeah, it does not make her comfortable, but she also, I have a feeling that she would also kind of get the impression based on that these guys may not get, they're getting the minimum of what they need to survive and maintain the keep, which means that they're going to be probably fairly hardy, fairly resourceful, and that makes them dangerous because they're also going to be desperate.
Okay. Yes.
So she's, that would be the, I think that would be the, what's the word I'm looking for? That would be the conclusion that she would come to based on all of that. And she's walking back. So I think when she's walking back, her smile's a little nicer. There's a little bit more respect, I think, in the way she looks at them and nods and everything like that, because she recognizes that they're not dirty and this place isn't the way it is because they're lazy, but because they're at the limits of what they can do.
Very nice. Very nice assumption. Very nice evaluation.
So she'll go back, and then she's going to go drink some wine.
Okay. Yes, you guys still have 2 nice casks of wine up in your pillow fort, and you rejoin the group. Is there anything we'd like to do? Oh, you guys got to rest. Is there anything we'd like to do before that? Besides Gregory, we will touch on the blacksmith stuff as well.
Okay.
But other than you leaving to go do that, actually, if we can kind of split the defense here. As Mariah's getting her thing, you've touched up, you messed with the pillow fort, but then you have your own shit to do. Usa does her praying stuff. I'll get to Lindir here in a second, but Gregory, is there anything you'd like to do before you head down to the blacksmith?
Before I head down to the blacksmith, I look over at Hars and kind of give him like a bit of like, it looks like if Hars is looking at Gregory, it looks like Gregory is just giving Hars his usual like look of like, I dislike you, or why are you still here kind of look. That's what it probably looks like to Hars, but what Gregory is actually doing, he's actually looking at Hars and trying to see how much he has changed since the candle was lit and how much time his body has left, kind of thing.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay. Should be good at perception, right?
You can be good at anything if you just try.
So that's That is a 16.
16. He does not look well. He kind of looks like a person with that's had mono for several days. He's just looks a little bit sunken in under the eyes, and in fact, you don't remember the last time you've seen him eat. He's yeah, Hars is just kind of a quiet, not himself, a quiet bumping a log.
I take my arm, I reattach it to myself. I hop down, I walk past, and I head out the room. And as Mariah walks in, at the same moment as I'm leaving, I look up at Mariah and say, "Make sure Gregory has eaten something. If he hasn't eaten anything, let me know. If he has eaten something, let me know." And I keep on walking.
You mean Horace?
Yes.
Okay.
But make sure he eats something.
She immediately
He hasn't eaten anything in the past, well, since all of this happened.
Yeah, no. I'll do what I can.
He's also filled with bugs. So there's also the chance that, he's not...
You want me to get him some leaves?
No, actually, yes. Do that and tell me what happens.
For science.
For science. But really, I really hate to jump to conclusion about this, but I think whatever was done to him is increasing at a faster rate. And it makes me wonder if he's going to become this weird sock full of bees before the candle burns out.
Yeah. Way ahead of you on that one. All right, I'll see what I can do. And she will. I don't know if this keep. I'm assuming this keep has kitchens. She's not going to go down there. She's just going to pull out her own rations and basically set up a small cook fire on the stone floor and start cooking.
Okay. There is a kitchen. Before you come up the steps, down on the main floor, there is like a kitchen and also like a meeting area, but more general, where guests and whatever would meet. There's general stuff down there.
Yeah, she's not raiding their pantry. They've got rations and whatever. She can put something together. A small cook fire on the stone floor is not going to do any damage.
Okay, so you start a fire. Gregory, you head down to the smithy, and Lindir, what would you like to be doing? We're going to take a break here in a second, but let's figure out what everyone's doing before we roll out.
After a little bit, and as soon as the wine's hitting him, he is exhausted after this day, so he's plopped on one of those little bunks, making a general announcement to everyone. Big, little, I care not, I'm in desperate need of a spoon.
Okay.
A spoon?
Usa sighs as if it's his predetermined fate and just crawls up onto the bunk.
Okay.
Usa, friend, beware, spooning leads to forking.
Everyone saw it coming. Nobody offered, but Usa, yep. You hop up and
A bunny hop.
You get up, and Lindir is he's ready to turn it in, one way or the other. He's ready to turn it in, and that's what we will turn it in for a short break, bio break. Go to the bathroom, get a drink, refill a beer, or water. Water is preferable to everyone out there. We wouldn't promote such a thing. Or go spoon with somebody for 5 minutes. Whatever your thing is. Go do it for 3 to 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. And yeah, we have quite a bit of ground to cover here today, in the next hour or a little more. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Zing. Yes. Yes. Welcome, everyone. We're back. Okay. Let us get into this. We're at a place of respite. Things might seem like they're going pretty slow, but that's okay because our party needs a break. They need to recoup because there are some rough times ahead. So let us get into the particulars. So Lindir is they're hashing out the spooning ordeal in the Pillow Fort right now with him and Usa. And Mariah's come back and wants to partake in some of the wine. Let's check out what Gregory's doing. Gregory, you head down unimpeded down the long set of stairs leading out to the front of the keep. And you go out in the keep yard and you can see that there is a blacksmith, a rather rotund human fella over there at the smithy. And he looks like he's fixing some armor pieces.
He walks in and he opens up his bag and he pulls out some metal that he got from the airship. And he looks around to see if there's a empty space where he can get working at. Yeah,
this is pretty open. This smithy looks like it could accommodate 3 smiths at any one point, minus the smelter. Only one person can really be using that at one time. But the smithy looks like it can accommodate multiple smiths. So you are free to do whatever you're doing. You do get some strange looks from the hillbilly blacksmith that is there right now. Just kind of.
So yeah, he's gonna pull out the various pieces of metal that he collected from the ship, and he is going to get started on doing some tinkering away. And what he's doing is he's creating these little tiny balls that when you roll them, they will, as soon as they roll into a room, they come to a stop and they just spray out a stinky smell. And as he's doing this is something that he himself normally didn't do. Is not the kind of stuff that he would normally create, but this was the stuff that Margina would always make. She would always use her creativity and her her engineering prowess just to make practical things, like pranks. No one why would anyone make pranks, use their engineering genius to make pranks? But Margina did, and Gregory does that. It's what he does when he's by himself. Ever since the day it happened, it is what Gregory does as a way to kind of just mourn and remember her, is just make something she would make in a little moment of privacy for himself.
Okay, awesome. Very, very, very nice. Very good insight into Gregory's thought process. Okay, would you like to do a tinkering check?
Sure.
See how
tinkering check. And because I think I have an advantage towards it. Yes, I have an advantage when it comes to tinkering checks, to creating magical items.
Okay, awesome. And are you gonna imbue them with what? Druidcraft or some kind of...
I'm just pretty much what I'm doing is that it's the one ability that he has is the let me look it up again. It's the magical tinkering. Imbue any non-magical item with magical property of your choice, 5 feet radius light, up to 6 second long recorded message, emits an order or a non-verbal sound. So I guess what he's doing, he's definitely imbuing it with prestidigitation, so that they make this horrific fart smelling gas.
Okay. So you have some nice fart bombs. Okay.
Yeah, he's making some nice little fart bombs. Okay, tinker's check. That would be an intelligence check with advantage. Oh, I got a 24 because I critted.
Nice. Awesome. Very awesome. Okay. Yeah, you make a few of these. I'd say let's just triple, since you credit, let's just triple the dose. So you make 3 rolling fart bombs, and that can be used. How many? Wait, I guess you do have a number, don't you?
I do. I have up to 4, which I can make.
Okay, that's up to you. You can make as many out of those.
I'm just gonna make 2. I'm just gonna make 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just sitting there, and it's like pretty much what he's doing. He's just doing this to like kind of calm himself down because Har's really pissed him off earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing this to just kind of like calm himself down because he's been in an attitude ever since that happened.
Okay. We'll say that they are especially potent because of your nat 20. These are
Nice.
like gaggingly potent. Awesome. Very good. And they could come in handy. You never know. That's, Magina would be proud. They are very well crafted. The blacksmith is just like pretending to hit something and just watching you and kind of stupid awe. Like, what did he do? What does that thing do? Wait, what? And just kind of just watching you.
He stops at like mid-work. He kind of like glances over at the guy. He's like, "What is it? What, you need something?"
No, I like your balls.
Oh, these.
Yes.
These, what you're talking about. Right. You can only use 1-syllable words. Yeah. Yeah, these are just something I made. Here, you can have one. And he tosses one to the guy.
He catches it. You throw it at someone?
So you see a little switch on the side. Yeah, you press it.
Uh-huh.
And then you... Oh, don't...
You paused. He went, okay, now what?
He gets up and he just scurries out of the... He like gathers his stuff and just scurries out of the room.
You hear him like gagging behind you. We'll say like leaves out a mist, and he gets in his eyes and his beard and in his mouth, and he is
sorry about that.
I love it.
Okay, and he just scurries off out of the room back to the room with the pillow fort.
Okay. Yeah, you hear him gagging and chuckling down at the smithy. That'll be like the topic of much laughter for a month. Awesome. Okay, so you make your way back up into the pillow fort. Is anyone doing anything else in particular before we rest up?
Mariah would like to. She's making something. She's trying to tempt Harst into eating. And if nothing else, is also going to want to take a walk back outside again, around near the lake and around the keep. She's looking for any plants or anything that she can use for her to make poisons with.
Okay.
Because it's been a while since she's actually had a chance to work with her poisoner's kit.
Okay. As you had passed Gregory and you go back into the room, before you dive into your wine and you're exploring for poison stuff, you try to wrestle something up and try to get him to eat. Harz is like half passed out. He's mumbling to himself, and he looks up. And when he looks up and opens his eyes, you can see that his the whites of his eyes are quite a bit jaundiced. They are yellow, but not like animal or insect, like not crazy unnatural yellow, but just very unhealthy yellow. He looks up at you and he's like, no, I'm good. I think eating would make me sick right now. I'm doing okay.
Then have quick question. Okay, so she's proficient with a poisoner's kit. She's proficient with poisons. She knows her poisons. Looking at him, does any of this look like a type of poisoning or anything like that? Or are there because a poison is this. The old adage is that a poison is just too much of anything. It's all in the dosing. Does she know of any plants or herbs that she has that might be medicinal or beneficial in a smaller dose than she would use as a poison?
Okay. Go ahead and do a medicine or nature check. Your choice.
Okay. So
And let me
That
know.
is
Let me
a-
know which one, so I know how to.
I'm
use
doing medicine,
Okay.
and that's a 4. My dice are not liking me tonight, or ours, apparently.
Yes. um, Looking at him, it's hard to tell. Like he's not. He doesn't look deathly ill, but he looks very under the weather. And you're not quite sure by looking at him what his deal is. What's wrong with him? Is it something natural that an herbal remedy would help? Is it something supernatural that he needs some shamanistic good vibes healing? It's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell because this is an unknown factor with what he's got going on.
All right. Well, she's going to take at least some of the. She's going to warm up a cup of wine and put a little bit of like a sleeping powder in it, just enough that it will put him to sleep, not kill him. So that if nothing else, he's getting a little bit of wine in him, and he's getting some of the. He'll hopefully get a good night's sleep.
Okay. Go ahead and make your check for that. Either, I guess you can do poisoner's kit for that, so that you have the herbs on you.
Yep. What skill would you like me to use for that?
Ability score for that would be probably intelligence, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's +5, so 14.
14. Okay. You're able to. Your materials are a little hard to work with since they're a bit damp right now. Luckily, being in the case that they were in, they aren't completely waterlogged, so that's good. But some of the moisture did soak through, and they are a little damp, so they're kind of hard to work with at the moment. But you do manage to whip him up enough to help aid him in his sleep. It's not enough to knock him out, and it wouldn't be enough to kill someone. So you managed to rustle up enough to help, like a sleep aid, melatonin type strength.
So she stirs that into the warm wine, and it's gonna make him drink it, and she's just gonna stand there and go, drink it.
I
Drink it.
I can try.
Start with slit. Just take a sip. Start with that.
I think I'm okay to drink. It's eating that I can't. And he starts drinking it. Let's see if he can do it. Okay. So didn't have a bad con. Why is it not showing up? Oh, there it is. Okay. 7. Okay, awesome. So maybe not. He gets a few sips of it down and oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to waste it.
It's all right. It's all right. And she just kind of cleans it up, and we have to get something in you. You know this as well as I do, and I'm sure as hell not dragging your body back to your father.
No, we're good. We're good. I've still got several.
No,
days.
you're not. No, you're not. Stop lying.
It's only been a day. I've got plenty of time, and we'll figure it out once we get to. Where is it we're going?
She cleans it up, gets him some cold, fresh water.
Okay.
And
He takes a
Just
couple
like-
very
just-
small sips.
yep, that's as long as he's doing that. She's like, all right, I'll be back in a little bit. I've got to go do some foraging. I'll check on you when I get back.
Okay. For the sake of time, let's do the mechanics wise of the foraging. You go back out. There's nothing dangerous in the vicinity anyway. So you go back out. Let's have. Yeah, let's do a series of rolls here. Slap some Xanathars in here. So first, give me a nature check. See if you can add, or no, perception check. Sorry, perception check first.
That's a 23.
Okay. I'm sure it's not going to beat that because it's 25 max for these. So that's 2d10 plus 5. Yes. Okay. So you go out and you start scanning the general vicinity to try to see if there's any area that might yield a better results. You narrow down a specific area around the back of the keep that might have some of the herbs and stuff you need. Go in and make a nature check to separate what types of herbs you can find useful for your purposes.
That is a 16.
Okay. You are able to find some herbs that you are normally, like, you're used to using, so they're relatively easy stuff for you to use. And go ahead and make a survival check to both harvest and pick out particular parts of these plants that you can find use for.
Survival?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 13.
Okay. You are able to find, and what are you specifically looking for?
She's specifically looking for things that she's got wine, so she wants to make tinctures, which are, herbs basically steeped in alcohol. Sometimes they're heated up. And you can either apply a tincture or you can deliver it orally. You can apply it to skin or to a blade, or you can give it orally. So that's what she's looking for, because that's the easiest thing to make with fresh herbs and having wine available.
Okay. And what is their outcome? What is what do you normally, how does Mariah normally use these?
She has two separate types of tinctures. Again, she has ones that are because the tinctures boil down into kind of like a thick syrup type of base liquid. Those are what gets coated either on like her thin blades or on darts. And then she has a few that are much thinner, and she uses those to maybe put in somebody's drink.
Okay, so there are sedatives?
They're sedatives, or they're emetics.
Okay. You can get
the idea is to either incapacitate or to kill some quickly. The sedatives will basically just they knock out the prefacing this with the fact that I was a paramedic for 20 years, so I know my drugs. This is not other arcane knowledge that I've acquired, although there's some of that too. She's looking for things that are going to affect the central nervous system. They're going to knock out breathing, heartbeat, that are going to just slow it down and stop it. So the person looks like they had a little too much to drink, they pass out, they're dead. So those are the liquids, the sedative type things that she's looking for. The other property that she's looking for, again, is more of a kind of an emetic effect, something that's going to incapacitate somebody. Yes, belladonna would be a good, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you, Kay. That type of thing. So she's looking for some nightshade. She's looking for sorry, my brain is not firing on all cylinders today.
It's okay. Okay, so you're looking for a sedative that can actually do more than just induce sleep. It could kill you, slow your process down. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Foxtail or foxglove. That's the other one.
Remind me after the game at some point. We'll go over specifics, but go ahead and put one medium strength dose of your whatever the word was that you used, tincture.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will go over specifics for that between now and next week. Awesome. And yes. Okay. Anything else, Mariah, as before we all convene and turn in?
Nope, that's it for her.
Okay. Yeah, so you out and you look to gather some stuff up, and this is what you get. Well, you have a little more time to look at it later on. You are just go through the process and spend a little bit of time doing that. As you get back and everyone turns in for the evening, I guess it's late afternoon when you guys, when all this went down anyway earlier. So it's evening when everyone turns in for the evening, and we rise in the next morning, cock-a-doodle-doo. What would you all like to do as a morning process? So the day is yours, and no one has hounded you at all. You do hear a few of the soldiers come in, but luckily the improved blanket fort that you have, other than a few strange wonderings from the other soldiers that are in the room towards the other end, you don't get any, don't get any comment. Nobody bothers you. What would you all like to do with the day?
At the beginning of the day, I'm already preparing my new spells, and I'm going over my infusions, making sure everything is all good.
Okay. This probably looks to be a long day, so that's good. It's good to get all your stuff prepared for the day. And yeah. Anybody have anything before you would like to head out, do something, get plan of attack? Are we making a plan of attack? I can have an NPC push and shove you through the process, but if you guys would like to plan it out ahead of time, you can also do that now.
Wait, Mariah's gonna check on Hars again, try to get him to eat or drink something in the morning, and kind of take care of packing up his stuff, his gear, and her own, and ready to set out.
Okay. He tells you, I'm hungry. I just can't. I can't yet. I just know it's not good. I'm pretty sure we'll find something out along the trail. I just can't right now. Okay, just bear with me. We'll be fine. We just need to get to the Arcanix. Maybe the wizards can do something for me, right? They're powerful.
She's gonna ask Usa to take a look at him.
Usa will give him a good once over just to check and see if any more magic he can offer would help or not.
Okay.
Or just how bad he is. To Mariah, she's concerned that he seems to be deteriorating fairly quickly.
Okay. Usa, depending on when you want to look at this, do you want to look Hars over medically, or do you want to look Hars over spiritually?
Medically, if I may, I will roll medicine check because
Sure.
I'm a little better at that. Hold on. Click it.
Oh.
19.
Okay. Medically, Hars looks okay. Though, when you do put your hand on his stomach, right below his ribcage, you feel a shifting in there that's probably not natural. It's like a shimmy.
Some sort of parasite crawling around inside of him.
You're not sure, but
Okay.
there's just there's movement in there that's not normal. He doesn't seem to notice. He's just like, while you're doing it, he's like, just pinching his nose and trying not to, maybe express his discomfort. But, he doesn't seem to be putting him in a lot of pain, just discomfort.
That's good.
He's claiming he's fine. He doesn't feel great, but he's fine. He just needs to take it easy for a little bit, and yeah, your job should be done soon, so he'll be saved.
All right. Yeah, he gives him a once over and just kind of gives him the general, make sure you are staying hydrated. I don't care if it is hard to keep it down. The more you expel, the more you need to take in. Okay?
Thanks, Doc. When I'm better, I'll raise you the spoon as well. Appreciate it. You keep us all alive.
Sometimes to my own regret. He gives him a pat on the shoulder.
Yep.
He'll go talk to Mariah as if, Hars is the sick little kid, so you gotta tell the parent what's actually going on, because you don't want to scare the little kid. Pull her aside. Well, despite very, very minor dehydration, he seems okay. Couple of things. Okay, good news and bad news. Which do you want first?
Why don't we go with the bad news first? Just pull the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. Just tell me what's wrong with him. What's going on?
Bad news is there is something inside of his abdomen that is moving around. I do not know what it is.
That is bad news.
Good news is now I know you don't necessarily buy into the whole spirituality things, and that's fine, to each their own, but I was communing with my deity last night, and they informed me that we will find a cure for him along the way of when we continue to do the things we're doing.
Well, okay, well, what?
Where are we supposed to go, though?
Yeah, where do we need to go next?
I don't know. They just said if we continue, we will find it. It also said, and looks to Lindir, it's the thing in your hand, it will not hurt you. You will be okay. Because of the sacred flame, it will keep you safe. So that leads me to think, since you have some sort of strange parasitic creature in you, and perhaps he does as well, maybe we need to seek some more religious help. We should go somewhere of great medicine and great spirituality,
What's the other thing? Go ahead, Lindier.
You're the only person who could put a good news spin on having parasites.
But you are safe. You are not going to die like the hag in the woods said.
Then that's good.
Why did she
Yes.
put that in you, though?
Maybe
To what end? Is it to guide us?
that's what I was about to think. Maybe that's what it is. They gave us that as a compass or a detection system to find this, thing. Lindier, do you think maybe you can try to do that? Wait, hold on. And he walks up to Lindier, and he stands in his tippy toes and takes his hand that has that thing in it, and he casts Identify on it.
Well, I didn't want.
Oh, you're muted.
Yep, muted. There we go. Okay. I didn't want to interrupt, but Lindier, you would already know after your long rest, spending your long rest with this thing, which would kind of help you figure this out. I really don't want to steal your. Oh shit! I just killed us. Damn it! Hold on. Okay. Oh no! Stand by.
Quick, talk shit about chat.
Yeah, it's quick. While they can still hear, but can't see. Yes. If they can't.
Oh
see
wait, no,
who's-
never mind. Don't do it.
If they can't see who's talking shit, it's totally cool. Why won't you? Ah, please. All right, let me see. Hold on. Maybe I switch scenes. Sorry, chat. We're gonna go for a roller coaster ride. Let's go back to. Okay. Come back. Yay, everybody's where they're supposed to be, except for roll 20, but I'll fix that. So, Lindir, you will be able to give Gregory an answer, as Gregory has offered to help look at it. Gregory, we'll say that you can, Lindir, you roughly know what this thing is and what it does, roughly. But, or Lindir, I'm sorry. But Gregory, you, scanning it over, if you want to actually identify it, you can come up with a very accurate description of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally just cast identify on it.
Okay, then we will get you that accurate description right now. So it is actually a throwing scarab, and it's an uncommon item. It attunes itself to you. It's a symbiont, which means it kind of joins to you, a symbiotic relationship. Bred by the Dalkir Valara, which is the one that you met, this bizarre symbiont burrows into the palm of its host, secreting razor-sharp Shinton blades that can also be used as throwing weapons. When you attune to the scarab, it fuses with one of your hands, visible only as an iridescent chitinous growth in your palm. For every attack you make as part of the attack action on your turn, you can extrude a shard of razor-sharp chitin from the symbiont into your empty hand, using it for the attack. The shard counts as a magical, simple melee weapon with which you are proficient. It has the finesse, light, and thrown properties. So the range is 20 feet short range, 60 feet long range. It deals 1d4 points of piercing damage and 1d4 points of acid damage on hit. I'll actually make you a handout for this, Strider. The shard dissolves as soon as it hits or misses its target. And it says it has symbiotic nature. The scarab can't be removed from you while you're attuned to it, and you can't voluntarily end the attunement to it. And that says some other stuff that we're gonna say you don't know.
I like to imagine Gregory with some tweezers, like here's a little, sharp bit in your palm. Just pull.
Oh yeah, pulls out this
huge chunk of like hard, nasty.
It was this whole thing. He made it into like a whole thing where he took your hand, put it on the table. He put down like a little like magnifying glass over his eye and cast light to make light on it and everything, and really got detailed with it. Like, pulled out any kind of sinew or bio stuff he could find. He's like, this is interesting. So Usa is 100% correct that you have a symbiote living in your hand, and it can help you out. It deals a little bit of an extra oomph to whenever you attack someone. That's all I know, though. I don't know what it's taking from you. Where's the symbiotic relationship in this? I suppose we'll figure out eventually.
Oh joy.
Just let me know if, you suddenly start saying things like, my service to the queen, or I must forage for her. Let me know if that happens. I'm not saying it will happen, just let me know if it does happen.
If Gregory must forage for her. Okay.
Very nice. Okay, so you guys obviously figure that out, and you have yourself a new uncommon magical weapon, for better or worse. But it doesn't really seem like it wants to leave. It's just kind of attached to you, and yeah. Awesome. Let's see, what else are we doing before we go somewhere? Anything else? Okay. Now the question is, where do you want to go?
I have a question. How hard is it to cross the Black Caps? Are there 1,000-foot cliffs? Is it hilly?
The Black Caps as one of the it's the most dense mountain range in Corvair and the entire continent. So it is, to journey from one end of it to another in any direction is awful, just awful. But as far as any specifics on it, you'd have to ask somebody who knows, because I don't think any of you would have been in the Black Caps ever.
Well, it's right next to Greenhaunt. Like, Greenhaunt's touching it, so I thought maybe we had been. in that general area before.
Yeah,
but-
you guys would have came from the east, or actually or the northeast or east northeast. You wouldn't have come from the Black Caps. There's no reason to be in the Black Caps unless you're something that wants to live in the Black Caps, which are typically not good things.
We need to get around the Black Caps. We need to head north or south.
Well, we could head north along the road to Arcanix and then go south around the Black Caps and into Greenhunt.
Xandrar might have some way for us to expedite our trip to Arcanix anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Horses would definitely be helpful.
We lost that airship, though. I really wanted to take a swing at it, but all right. Well, I guess we'll have to use horses and go around these mountains. There's no other way around it. Unless we
Let's-
go over it. Can't, though.
Let us head north. Be ready to go in 20 minutes, or I will nitpick and needle you relentlessly.
Fair warning. Okay. You all gather your stuff and get ready. Who are we talking to? How are we going? We're heading to Xandrar. How are we getting there?
Following the road, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
like-
a
I think we
Right.
should ask Lieutenant Magnus for help.
sure.
He seemed more helpful.
He seemed willing to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might even be inclined to let us borrow horses.
If you
In-
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, worst case, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to stop by Arcanix because that is like the forefront of magical and scientific.
Oh, I
knowledge
want to.
here.
I really want to stop at Arcanix more than anything.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
I feel
go
like
up
we'll
and
make a lot of
around.
headway if we go to Arcanix too. You never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go up and around then, and maybe we can get some help for Hars at Arcanix too.
It's official, and unless Cat hasn't, everyone has now sneezed. Yep. Welcome to fall. everyone.
Everybody's sneezing.
So the yes, as we you all know Arcanix. Everyone knows Arcanix, especially Gregory. That is an aspiration, not so much for artificers because it is mostly like an adult Hogwarts. So it is less about artifice and more about magic itself. But at the same time, the thought of being able to upgrade your ability to infuse things with magic and stuff is always at the forefront of an artificer. But yeah, the floating Hogwarts, yeah. Might be a good idea. They probably know some shit. They are the most powerful mages in the world, and supposedly in Aberon, though there is another continent that has mages that probably are stronger, but we'll talk about that another time.
There's also Moorgrave and Sharn, but
Let's go find Lieutenant Magnus, see if he can at least loan us some horses, perhaps, to get to Xandrar.
Okay. You go down through the keep. You stop somebody, and old Private Joe Snuffy, and he says, Lieutenant, he's in the dining room. He must be getting something to eat. It's breakfast time. Go on in there. Points into the dining area. The five of you travel into the dining area. You can see Lieutenant Magnus sitting in there and chuckling and having breakfast with his crew, with his patrol crew.
It's like 7 a.m. Must they all be so yokel?
No, it's way too early
Sure.
to be this friendly.
He's waving you over.
Gregory,
heard-
it's always too early for you to be friendly.
It's not.
Head on over to Lieutenant
Yeah,
Magnus.
I head on over and I climb up onto the stool.
Welcome. That was your stay at Drum Keep. Everything you dreamt it would be.
And then some.
Give or take.
Excellent. Good. Well, you're all not miserable, so I see you haven't met the captain.
Oh,
Good.
we met him. We just ignored him.
Oh, well, there's an ability.
you give the man a barrel of wine, and he goes pretty silent for a while.
Oh, that's the reason he left you alone. Okay. That's a fair move. Fair move. I need to remember that one for the next time. Okay.
We need to get to Xandar, and we'd like to get there as quickly as possible. And then she kind of, without looking at Hars, just said, is there any way that you can help us get there quickly?
We can give you a ride, although I don't have extra horses to give you. So we can drop you off in Xandar. But I don't.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, we don't have the resources.
Well, that's perfect. We just need to get to Xandar. I mean, does Xandar have horses?
Yes, they do.
Well, then let's just go to Xandar then.
Anything to expedite the trip there.
Sure. Is there anything else you'd like to do at Drum Keep before we roll out? Because says, Magnus says that they could be leaving in as short as 15 minutes if you're ready.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I need here.
Okay. Magnus and his
Usa
okay.
does make sure before they left the room to have picked up the blanket for a bit. Don't just leave a mess, but then they can go.
Cleaned up
When
after.
Mariah would have helped. Yeah, Mariah would have helped with that.
If Usa and Mariah go back into the room, they see what looks like a dustpan and a broom are actually doing all of the cleaning inside of the room for them.
Nice.
Fantasia.
Because Gregory casted a tiny servant on the dustpan and the broom to clean up for them.
That's
Nice.
so cute. That's so cute.
Awesome. I knew there was a reason why we kept him around.
Yep. Gregory's machinations are hard at work cleaning up your living area, and it is left better than you came upon it in the first place. Between cleaning up all the stuffs and then getting the area cleaned, it's very clean. All of you gather up all your stuff, the area is cleaned up, and you meet Magnus out at the front gate. Lieutenant Magnus takes all of you, and you make your journey northwest. Let's pull up the map for chat. I hope everything's still in the right spot. Okay, good. And I still screwed up roll 20, but other than that, that's okay. We'll take that as a minor victory. Right. Stretch it out. I don't care. Sorry, chat. It's gonna look a little distorted, but I need to figure things out again. Here we go. Oh, that's why it switched windows on me. Son of a bitch. Okay. Good to know for next time. Stand by. I need to find the right window for the job. There we go. This is the one it's recording. All right. Technology. So we are... Oh, go to the big hand. Okay, we're right here at Drumkeep, according to the big hand. And we are going to go up to Xandar, which is right up here. So that is, according to the measuring tool, a 55-mile journey. Straight line, so we'll just round it to that. On horseback, we're going to say you can do 3 miles an hour, because 2 miles an hour is normal travel on foot. So I think draft horses with 2 people on it is probably roughly, 33% faster than that, I guess. If anybody else knows any better, let me know. I just know that the foot travel speed is 2 miles an hour regular pace. 3 miles an hour is grueling pace, or whatever that is, and 1 mile an hour is... No, it's at 3? Maybe it might be 3 and 2. Fuck, I don't remember. Numbers. So let's just say that it takes you a few hours to get there. Takes you a lot of the day. And let's say that, yeah, you get there several hours later, late into the afternoon, you roll into Xandar. Not too late. We'll say like 4 p.m. We'll just round it. You know, the lieutenant knows how to take some shortcuts. And you roll into Xandar. Xandar is a city at the base of Lake Galifar, one of the largest bodies of water in the continent, and a source of much trade because it borders Breland, it borders Aundair, it borders the Aldine Reaches, and it's a great place of trade. And as well, if you look on your map, players, and you look at the east side of Lake Galifar, you can see that there is indeed this orange line that goes across, or goes like right at the edge, right there by Passage and Arcanix. That orange line is the lightning rail. So anywhere you see that orange line on your map, that is a traveling path of the lightning rail. There are 2 paths throughout the continent of Corvair, and this is one right here that travels right along the lake. So if you make it to Arcanix, you know that there is indeed a lightning rail right there that travels super duper fast, even faster than the airships. So you can kind of figure out your travel plans according to that, and however you want to go about that is up to you. But you roll into Xandrar. It is in the afternoon. Xandrar is a pretty bland looking city. There's still a decent populace. It's, boy, since we all are from different areas, it's kind of hard to describe what size of city it is, but it is a medium-sized city. It's not as big, obviously not as big as New York, Philly, Boston, etc., but might be more of like a San Antonio, Texas, or a Raleigh, North Carolina, or whatever, whatever your medium-sized cities are. And the city gates are open to you. It's still relatively early. What would you like to do?
I half-heartedly thank Lieutenant Magnus for his help.
Okay. I really hope that you can find your center. I don't know what they call it. Yes, I hope you can cheer up, and you're doing good work. Good work out there.
Well, gratitude for you, Lieutenant Magnus, is much like the silver flame. It's eternal and blah, blah, blah. Thanks.
I hand him the one unopened cask of wine, keeping the opened one for us.
Oh, wow.
For you and your men, because your captain's a dick.
You are awesome on all accounts there. I appreciate that, and you are correct. Very insightful. He is a dick and would never allow us to have this, so we will be sure to drink it as we get lost on the way back. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your generosity, and the silver flame be with you. Is that what you said? I don't know what. Good luck. Right? And they are very happy for the parting gift, and they take off.
Maybe I should have warned them about drinking and riding.
I feel like I smell like a horse now.
I don't think
How
we
can you tell the
difference.
difference?
Yeah, I was about to say it. To see if you really can tell the difference. I mean, I cast prestidigitation on him as many times as possible, and nothing changes at all.
Nothing fixes that.
Perhaps we should try to find some sort of way of transportation further on towards Arcanix. We've made good time so far today, but
And
Fine.
maybe rooms first, and then because Mariah's looking over at Hars. Does he look like he's able to keep traveling today?
Yeah, he's fine. He still looks under the weather, but he's he moves fine. He can walk normal. He can function normal. He just looks sick. He's not like on death's door. He just looks like somebody who's ill, who's trying to work through it.
So I guess Mariah's gonna go find. Is gonna look around for like a guard or somebody like that, and ask where they can rent horses.
rent.
Okay.
Purchase, lease, purchase. Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. You find a furrier.
Hertz rent a horse.
Yes. Farrier. There we go. You find a farrier slash horse stable, and they say that you're not going to be able to find any horses for rent here in Xandrar, but you can buy horses.
How much is a horse?
How much is a horse?
I'll So, Kyle, how much just like money do we have as level
That's
10 people?
Good question.
Wait, I didn't tell you guys your money. I thought we rolled.
I've
for
got my
that.
money. Yeah.
I thought we
I
rolled.
think I have
for
my
that.
money
Mine out.
too.
I have like
I don't.
level 1 starting gold. I don't have it.
I thought.
Yeah, I have a level 1 star. I didn't like update it for like level 10 gold.
Oh, I did the. You had us roll 3d10 plus.
3D. It
50?
was like 3D100s or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Yeah, 3d 100 plus something or other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had
I'll
you
do
guys-
that now.
Okay, I guess I didn't double check to make sure you did it, but I put something in. I think it's in
I
Discord
probably
chat.
just missed it.
3d 100 plus 50.
Cool.
Okay.
Because that's
Cool.
because Mariah has 320 gold. Because I rolled really well on my gold.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't double check and make sure that was
No, you're good. That's me.
that was done. But the yeah, that's how much you have. So it's kind of on the fate of the dice. On
Okay,
how,
I gotta. Yeah. Okay.
how well it fares out there. Plus anything you get on this journey, but that's just your starting whatever you had out or had left from the last adventure. The farrier will tell you, Mariah, that that draft horses are 52 gold pieces, and that's about your medium of the thing. Draft horses are 52 gold pieces, and let's see
Is that with tack?
No, bit and bridle and stuff is two additional gold pieces.
Okay.
You could though, you could either all pitch in and get like a carriage or a wagon or a cart,
Cart?
and just a couple horses, or you could each get a horse. That's up to you. How you guys want to go about that, spending your money.
A cart might not be the worst idea.
Art isn't a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Cart and 2 horses. Yeah.
Because a cart will
But that-
comfortably fit 4. All 5 of you in a cart is not going to be very comfortable. You'll all be smooshed.
We'll fit.
How fast?
But you'll fit.
Mariah's got a movement speed of 40.
Mhm.
She can
Oh, yeah,
walk
Usa's
and keep up
fast.
with a cart.
Usa's really fast too.
Okay.
I mean, also, let's be honest here. Like, guys, I'm small enough that all of us can fit in the cart. Let's just say what we've been trying.
You can sit in someone's lap. It'll be fine.
Sit in Mariah's lap.
you all can fit. I'm just saying it's not like the most comfortable thing, but you can all fit. Sure.
I'm more concerned about it being having that many people on being a strain on the horses. So as long as they are sturdy enough horses
Oh.
to pull that
Draft
much
horse.
weight.
Draft horses should be good. If we got
Alright.
2 draft horses and a
Yeah.
cart, we should be fine.
Yeah, if you had 2
And
donkeys, that would probably be pretty sketchy, but 2 draft horses should be fine.
That'll be like 100 gold then, right?
That'll be, we'll say, with all the bit and bridle and stuff. So 54 gold per horse. So that's 108 gold, and then the cart is 15 gold. So 123 gold total.
I'll put in
Oh.
50 gold.
Yeah, I'll put in like 40.
If we all put in 106 gold, that covers it. Wait, how much is it? 123?
120
Total.
something.
Total. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we all put in like 80 gold,
Yeah.
I can't do math today. Sorry.
You're trying.
40.
30 gold. If everybody puts
40.
in 30 gold, there's 3 left.
Yeah,
Okay.
Boy,
Yes.
I'll throw in 30.
he was
Yeah, I'll throw
excited.
in 30
Yep.
also.
The farrier
Yep,
was
same.
excited when he heard you say, "Yeah, everybody pitch in 108." Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
pitch
Sorry,
We'll have a
my brain
fleet,
is not functioning well.
a cart for each person.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You guys now are owners of a cart and 2 horses. Awesome. So you do that. You settle that in there. Sorry if I'm going to rush Xandrar. There's not a whole lot going on in Xandrar. That and the
Okay.
fact that if you guys want to look and address anything, please feel free to do so. But there is a specific point I'd love you guys to get to, and today before we wrap up. But is what else we'd like to look at in Xandrar?
Stock up on rations, I think.
Oh, okay, sure.
If we could find some sort of anti-nausea medicine specifically from alchemists or something.
Apothecaries.
Apothecary. We'll get some for Usa. Will get some for Hars.
Oh, okay. You find the apothecary, and they happen to carry quite a nice selection. Since it's one of the major cities in the area, they carry quite a nice selection of herbs and herbs and spices. The Colonel's secret recipes are here.
Yeah.
You're looking for anti-nausea stuff. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. It's just general to see how well of availability you can get going on here.
Can I assist with that? Because Mariah would go with looking for like digitalis and a few other things that she wasn't able to find.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah,
So we'll do that with advantage.
Yep.
Do it with advantage. Okay. If I could get my character sheet to open back up. Try again.
Oh,
20 altogether.
Ooh.
30-20. Okay. You're able to find pretty much as much of that kind of stuff as you would like.
Fair.
Let's say, Mariah, for the rations for the crew, I don't know if you're picking up for everybody, but rations for the crew will run you like 6 silver. We'll say 6 silver will last you guys for a while. It's as much as you can pretty much carry. Last you for quite a while. We don't have to worry about food for a while. And Usa, the herbs will cost you, we'll say 1 silver a dose.
A dose. And there's 10 silver and a gold?
Yes.
Right? Okay. And how long does a dose last? Is that like one a day? Or is it
we'll
one
say
a day?
Like a day's worth of anti-nausea stuff.
We'll go like 2 gold to get 20 days worth just to be safe.
Okay.
If he's gonna just immediately puke it back up anyway, he's gonna need another one. So.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot too. We got.
Yeah,
How much silver for the rations? I'm sorry.
6 silver. We'll cover the whole party for a week.
All right, and other thing I would like to do is at the apothecaries is I'm looking for a superficial poison, or a something that I can a toxin or something that I can use to deliver, like with a weapon. So maybe like a foxglove or a venom.
She will stop you while you're talking to it and just, no, dear, I antitoxins. Yes, I don't deal in things that hurt people.
Do you have any foxglove?
No, dear. You can check with the more unscrupulous folk in Xandrar, but no self-respecting apothecary in this city deals with anything that can harm people.
Interesting. There's at least, and she looks around, a half a dozen things here that can kill people. What? Thank you. Have a good day. And she turns around and walks out.
She looks around. Oh, no way. Never. And she just, seemed a little offended, but yeah, they think they know it all. Okay. Anything else we'd like to address in Xandrar? Lindir, Gregory, anything we need to buy?
I'm just getting the horses ready.
Okay.
Lindir gets a bottle of champagne and breaks it on the wagon until tells Gregory to name the horses.
This one, he walks over to a horse, looks it over. This one, we will name Nikolai. And this one, we will name Howard.
Those are terrible names for horses, but Nikolai and Howard it will be.
You just told me to name them, and you didn't tell me to give them good names. And he climbs his way up into the driver's seat.
Very nice. Very nice. Nikolai and Howard, yes. Destined for greatness. Okay. If we have nothing else, let us journey forth from Xandrar, the another non-interesting place on the eastern side of, well, I guess Xandrar's on the northern side of Breland, but this corner doesn't get a whole lot of love up here. Partially because Actually, I wish the captain would have explained some more things to you. But he was, post-bath. Being up here as close to the Eldine Reaches and Droam, there's not a whole lot of love out here. You are like the outer lines of the nation and don't get a whole lot back as far as resources and care. Usa would know this kind of behavior as very similar to what the Eldine Reaches went through with Ondair during the war, as your people didn't get a whole lot of care, so you had to take matters into your own hands. And this is kind of the way these people are living now, just on a lesser scale, smaller scale. Okay, we leave. What are we doing in Zandrar? Zandrar. There we go. We still have quite a bit of daylight left. Do you want to make the trek to Arcanix? What would you all like to do? You have a little time to game plan this as you're getting your new cart and Nikolai and Howard all ready to go.
Yeah, I think we wanted to get on the road as quickly as possible.
We didn't want to waste any time.
Ours is thrown into the cart.
Okay.
Yep.
Other than before they get going, Usa's trying to administer a dose of the medicine to him, grinding it up into a fine paste and scooping it into a spoon and okay, I'll open.
I can't, make me sick. Just give me a little time.
That is what this is for, is just to make your stomach feel better.
You do a medicine check. We'll do your medicine check opposed to his constitution, and we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, where is it?
Sorry for the cursor.
Or I volunteers to sit on him and hold his nose so that he'll take it.
Oh wow, I don't think you're gonna have a hard time. Okay.
Barely made it.
Woo.
Barely made it.
Okay. You managed to force it in his mouth, and he's like, nope. I'll try. He makes a big, very audible gulp, and it's in there. It's in there. It's not coming back. And he burps, but no vomit, or no spit up. He burps, and it's like a very putrid, nasty smelling because of the herbs and whatever else is going on in his belly right now. But very nasty smelling burp. But other than that, he manages to keep it down.
Good.
We'll give it time to see what it does, but it's in there. It's in there. He's
just not gonna immediately start feeding him. He's like, you gotta let that stuff sit and get into the system and coat the stomach, and then he'll try giving him food when they stop for dinner later.
Okay. What are we? What's our game plan, gang? What we like to do?
Continue heading over to
Arcanix.
Arcanix.
Yep.
Hit the road.
Take the road.
Jack.
Mm-hmm.
See how far we can get before sundown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Let's see. It's roughly 5 o'clock. We'll say that your cart moves at 4 miles an hour. I really don't. I have the numbers written down for normal travel, but it doesn't say whether that's horsebound or regular, so I just assume it's regular, which I think it's 3. I don't fucking know. We'll say that 4 miles an hour. Roughly, it's a 40-hour trip between Zandrar and Arcanix. Straight shot, 40-hour trip. Let us get our party probably... You know what? Let's travel. If you guys are willing to travel into the evening, we can cross over to Ondair territory. We can get out of Breland. We're in. We can cross the river that leads from Lake Galifar into the Black Cap Mountains, and we'll cross into Ondair territory, because this is where I would really, really like us to be, because we finally have some shit going down.
Yep.
So you pull up, and there's a village up somewhere ahead. One of the first village in Ondair after you have breached that boundary between Breland and Ondair. They have a very complicated relationship. Ondair is typically they're kind of hoity-toity. They capitalize on all the educated people. So you have Arcanix and Ondair. I believe Flamekeep, which is where Flamekeep is Oh no, Flamekeep's in Thrain. Sorry, though it is closer than to Ondair than Breland. But Ondair also has the place called Stormhome, which is like the resort for the wealthy. It's a place where they use magic to keep it perpetually like tropical and wonderful, even though the rest of the world's going to shit. There's Ondair is the premier place for learning and money and fashion and stuff. Since Sire died, since Sire got destroyed in the morning, Ondair has really stepped up in their game. So you travel, you push through Breland, and you get into Ondair, and you're approaching the first village in Ondair. And as you do, you are greeted by the lights of the village. Or kind of what seem like the lights of the village. But it's actually fire coming from the rooftops of the... That's not it. There we go. Fire from the rooftops of the village that you're getting ready to enter. And you are greeted by the smell of smoke, a lot of smoke roiling out of the village, and you are also greeted by the sounds of horrific screams from villagers running and panicking and probably being killed.
Typical. We couldn't have showed up 2 hours later.
That's right. There would have been
It would have.
plenty of room.
Mariah's gonna head out of the cart, kind of start jogging ahead of it, and see if she can grab a villager and find out what the hell is going on.
Okay. You're approaching the village, though you haven't entered yet, and you don't actually see any people. You do see a fire, and you do see several buildings on fire from your distance, and as you close in towards the village, you see some people running back and forth in the center of the village. And something else you see is a strange, spiky creature kind of striding through, like old Bigfoot village, or old Bigfoot footage, striding through the through the village, chasing down one of the villagers. All you see in the silhouette is a tall, lanky, the Grinch Stole Christmas kind of posture, spiky creature chasing villagers through there. And that's where we're going to end this week's game with you all finally getting to combat. I was really hoping we would have time to get it in for you today, but I don't want to start something that I can't watch you finish right up front. But we are level 10, just letting you know, peoples. I'm pulling no punches. You all are very capable warriors at this point, and this should be an interesting first battle. Even though it took a while to squeeze in here, but I don't want to. There's no random encounters. There's no, oh, you've gone so far, so now we have to play the JRPG music and throw in, a couple Marbrawls or, some chocobos for you to fight. Although who wants to fucking fight chocobos? They're just so awesome. Never fight them. Never. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, everyone, this week. Let us go around and everyone, let's say our outro. Let's do our outro stuff. So we'll go in the same order. Wally, who are you? Where can we find you? And any closing thoughts on today's game?
What's up, y'all? It's me, your boy Wally. I can find me on the Twitter at Wally132. That's WALLE 132 on the Twitter. What else am I doing? This weekend I will actually be in session 1 of a new mini series for this October. I'll be playing Werewolf the Apocalypse starting this Saturday, which is my birthday. Nice little birthday present to me. Playing Werewolf the Apocalypse starting this Saturday. It's gonna be pretty awesome. We're calling the campaign the 4 Phases. It's gonna be a lot of spoopy fun. A lot of werewolf spoopy fun is gonna be going down that day.
Wally B-Day Saturday. See, I have a horrible memory, so I have to write stuff down. Okay. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I've never seen that. I've never seen that POA iteration in practice. So
the thing is, I've always played vampire. I've never played werewolf, and the more I'm reading, I'm like, oh, it's just vampire, but it's werewolves. Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Got it. Makes so much sense now. Yes, definitely plop that in the Discord if I'm around. I don't know if I'll be sleeping on my shift, but we'll see. If I'm around, I'll definitely swing over and check it out. Awesome. Let's hop down to Kay. Kay, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, and any closing thoughts on today's game, please?
Hi everyone, my name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I post about D&D and lately about sewing projects. It's a weird time going on with everything still going on. So, yeah, today was fun. I like getting to explore, whenever you make a character on paper, for me at least, that's just what they are. They're on paper. I don't really get to know them and have them flesh out until I get to play them, and I never really know where that's going to lead. I never know what a character is going to be like, what their likes and dislikes are, until I'm just in the moment and the character takes over and starts talking for me instead of me using my own voice. It's some creepy form of possession. I'm not quite sure if it's healthy, but yeah, I like this weird trying to take care of everybody thing coming from Usa all of a sudden. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. And I'm just hoping that I picked out semi-decent spells for Usa, because I've never played a trickster cleric and they get a lot of things automatically, and I was also trying to make sure I had healing stuff, so we'll see if I have a good balance of the trickster things and the DPS and the healing. So fingers crossed for next week.
I'm sure you'll do fine. Clerics and 5e are pretty fucking loaded with damage, so I'm sure you'll do fine. Awesome. So swing over to Strider. Strider, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, and any closing thoughts on today?
Yeah, I'm Strider Heap, and that's my Twitter handle too. I don't really like fighting or dealing with chocobos until I have like a proper reliable airship anyway. So you can actually get around and find the good ones. Too much travel early on. You don't got anywhere to keep them. So we'll burn that bridge down when we get to it. On Twitter, I think I'm going to open up some art commissions and see if I can get any. So come get your character doodled. Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. Yes. Great character art. Check out Strider's Twitter. And yeah, wonderful character art. As you can see, he's already done some for us. Wally is fantastic. I love that fantastic character art he did of his last week. So check his stuff out. Commissions. And Kat, can you tell us who you are, where to find you, and any closing thoughts on today, please?
My name is Kat. You can find me as @ClarkOfCord, like I said, on Twitter, and hanging out in different Discord servers. And I play games on the internet with my friends. And I mean, these are some great friends to play with. So if you guys ever get a chance to play with these people, do it. Seriously. If you ever get a chance to have any of them DM you, do it. Seriously. Pretty much this is where I'm going to be on Wednesdays, every other Thursday, starting not tomorrow, but the day after. You can find me over on Lawful Geeks channel at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing Shadowrun every other Thursday. And then the next place to find me is check out my pinned tweet. I am raising money for Extra Life for Kids. I will be taking part in Valdriant's Raptor Pack Extra Life for Kids weekend, which I believe Kyle is also doing. He will be DMing me with a 5e one shot. And then on Sunday the 8th at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, I am running Stille Nacht, which is a horror game written by Petra Volkhausen, and is just this is my favorite game. It's the only game I will GM. Well, sometimes I do Honey Heist, but it's amazing. But it's all for the kids. I've got some great players lined up, and it's going to be a great weekend. So please do come out and join us. And if you can't, the link to my Extra Life pages in my pinned tweet, and it's a good cause. If you want to toss us a few bucks, we definitely would appreciate it. I used to work in a pediatric hospital, so this is something that is kind of dear to my heart. I have children who have spent lots of time in pediatric hospitals, so this is something that is very dear to my heart. So come check us out the weekend of November 6th, 7th, and 8th. And that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. This is my first time actually being involved in one. I'm used to just swinging by, donating, and hanging out for as long as I can, and then rolling out. So very excited to be involved in that as well. And Kat's right. It's yeah, kids are the best of us. So being able to help out in any way, shape, or form is very much appreciated. We'll be doing so as well.
Also, love and thank you to everybody that showed out tonight to sit and watch us play. Thank you so much. Even if you're just lurking, which is what I tend to do, it means a lot. It really does, just to know that you guys are there.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Yeah, still just much as part of the community. And thank you, Michael, for the gift itself for Kat. Very much appreciated. And yeah, as far as me, I'm here on Wednesdays. We've been having some scheduling issues for our Saturday Dark Matter campaigns, Ventures in Averse, the one that Derek Sword DMs. We will be finishing that up in a few weeks, so that should return this Saturday. Fingers crossed that scheduling doesn't have real life happen to some people, and we'll be able to finish that up in a few weeks. Our community one-shots will be coming back soon. With the scheduling, with school changing for my kids, I can't really run it on Fridays right now because my kids are here Friday nights, and I will not play games while my kids are here. So yeah, it's just kind of a mess in scheduling. But the Friday one-shots will be coming back here, community one-shots will be coming back here in some fashion soon. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, other than that, yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks so much, everyone. Until next time, unity is strength. So take care of each other. Stay safe. And we'll see you all again real soon.